We are Dina and Steve, and this is our travelling companion, Yummy. We have finally come to the stage in life where we are now on our ultimate adventure, living full-time in our caravan while exploring this beautiful country of Australia. There's a lot to discover, so we invite you to come along with us and follow our channel, Winging It Down Under. G'day, welcome to our channel, Winging It Down Under. I'm Dina.
I'm Steve.
And just over there, sitting on Steve's shoulder, is our parrot Yummy. He's our travelling companion. So we've just finished a 30-week trip, mainly in Queensland, and we thought we'd put together a little video to talk about the thing that everyone wants to know about, and that is how much it costs to travel around Australia. Now, we've just done a 30-week trip, so I've been recording all the costs involved in our travels, and now we can put together this video for you.
Yeah, so we're travelling around in a 19'6" Sunseeker caravan, which weighs around about 3 tonnes. We're towing it with a Ford Ranger 4-cylinder 2-litre bi-turbo with the 10-speed transmission. And our journey started at Redcliffe, and from Redcliffe, I've got my little notes here because I can't remember it all.
Yeah, we went to a lot of places. This is just an outline of roughly where we went. We went to a lot of places in between. Yeah. So from Redcliffe we went to Coffs Harbour. Then from Coffs Harbour we turned around, we came back up to Ninder Gully. Then from Ninder Gully we went up to Carnarvon Gorge. Then from Carnarvon Gorge we went up to Charters Towers. Then on to Townsville. Yeah. Then from Townsville all the way up to Cooktown. Then from Cooktown we headed west into the Gulf of Carpentaria to Corumba, and then from Corumba we went to Mount Isa Mines, and then from Mount Isa we worked our way back to Redcliffe. So that was basically the trip.
That's an outline of the trip that we did. There's a lot of stuff in between there. You have to watch our episodes if you want to see it all, but that's an outline. That's a rough outline of where we went.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll start off first with how much diesel we used. So we spent $3,900 on diesel, which worked out to be on average $130 a week. The car did 15,000 kilometres, and just as a matter of interest, the caravan did 7,437 kilometres. And the average literage?
The average literage, I know this one, is we used 15 to 16 litres per 100, which is pretty good. Towing, a 3-tonne caravan, we're all up. We're 6 tonnes, so we're our maximum weight. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, and the diesel was, I don't think there was any servo that was charging more than $2.
No, I think it averaged between $198, and I think the lowest we got was like 173.9 or something like that.
160 something maybe.
There may have even been one that was 160, yeah. So it varied heaps. Depending on where you were. So
yeah, so that's not too bad for diesel.
No.
3,900. The next topic is groceries. We spent $5,100 for the whole trip on groceries, which came down to $170 per week on average.
Yeah, just remembering that everybody eats a different amount of food, also different types of food. We don't eat a lot of red meat, so obviously, as you know, steaks, T-bone steaks, tomahawk steaks, all that type of thing. If you're eating that sort of food, your food bill's going to be a lot higher. We mainly eat chicken type, a lot of chicken, salads and vegetables and stuff. So that's going to vary between everybody.
Yeah, we did do a big shop at Aldi before we left, because I think Aldi's the cheapest way to go when it comes to groceries.
Yeah.
So we did a big shop before we left, and any time we saw an Aldi, we went and stocked up again. But there's not too many around, especially out west. There's none at all.
No.
So out west, you find the IGAs and the Food Works.
That's about it.
There's not very many Woolies or Coles, but
where there was Woolies or Coles, we did
We'd
a
stock
good
up.
stock up there
Yeah.
as well. So that was the groceries. Next topic is eating out. We spent $2,600 for the whole trip, which averaged about $87 a week on eating out.
Yeah, which mostly consisted of going to like
Cafes.
coffee shops, cafes, bakeries. We went to a couple of pubs for lunch and stuff like that, but not a lot. And we're not big drinkers either, so
We had a few beers here and there,
Yeah.
a couple of pubs and
yeah,
a
but
glass of wine. And
but we didn't do it a lot. I mean, if you went to a pub in every town and had a counter lunch and had beers at every town, your bill would be through the roof. Like, it'd be way more than what we're spending.
And we didn't do any pub stays either,
no,
because you
Just-
do tend to spend a lot of money,
yeah,
even though it's
it sounds good, but you
Yeah.
think, oh, okay, we'll go free accommodation for the night. We'll go to the pub and have a couple of beers and have dinner, and $90-$100 later, you come back and you think, well,
wasn't that cheap.
wasn't that
after
cheap
all.
after all? We just spent
But
$100 at
it
the
is-
pub.
It is a good thing to do.
Yes, it is.
If you're planning on having a meal out. Or,
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea to sort of
Yeah, go there and help the pub out.
help it out, but also stay there so you've got your free accommodation.
Yeah, and you get a meal to go with it. So it's in that sense, it's good.
I
Yeah.
think most of our eating out expenses revolved around coffee,
Yeah, coffee and breakfast, or
which we're going to cut down on that because we were quite a few times disappointed in the coffee. So we've decided that Steve's going to step up a little bit and start making more coffees
which I do all the time anyway.
because we've got the good coffee machine. So
Yeah, so we won't do it as regular as we were.
no, we'll
Cut down a bit.
We'll have more beers at the pub.
Yeah,
instead.
spend busy. We like to spend money in the towns. Don't get me wrong. Like, we'll
Yeah.
go into town and buy groceries and buy things and spend money in the town. But yeah, as far as coffees go, I think we'll just steer
The
clear of them.
bakeries are good though.
Bakeries are good. Yeah, like we always like getting
The
stuff at
bakeries
bakeries.
are always good.
Yeah, pies, custard tarts,
Yeah,
the
can't
goodies.
go wrong with the bakeries.
Can't go wrong.
Okay, next topic is the gas. We've got two 9 kg bottles, and we spent $277 on refills. We don't do the swap and go,
No.
and that equated to $9.25 per week on average.
Yeah, which is not too bad. You might be less. We still have a 3-way fridge in here, so we run our fridge on gas. Like, at the moment we're off grid, so we run our fridge on gas. So if you have a compressor fridge, you'll probably spend less than that on gas. But we've got a gas heater, we've got gas hot water, and we've got the gas fridge. So that's what we use. But in the big picture, what is it? $9 a week or something?
Yeah, $9.25.
$9.25 a week. That's not even 2 coffees.
Yeah.
So that's
so
fine.
the cheapest bottle we got refilled was in Innisfail for $27, and the dearest was $40. That was at Mitre 10 at Mitchell.
Mm.
So they're probably about $35 to $38 a refill most of the time.
Yeah, they average around 35 most of the time.
Yeah.
That's pretty average.
So that's pretty good considering we use it every day for fridge and the water.
And the hot water system, yeah.
So that's really good.
Yeah. And mind you, we don't leave, I don't know what other people do, but we don't leave our hot water system on. We decide when we're going to have a shower. And with this hot water system, I don't know about all of them, but we turn it on for about probably 15 minutes maximum before we go in, and then just turn it off. And that's enough for both of us to have a shower. In summer, you can turn it on for 10 minutes. Just turn it off for 10 minutes, turn it off, and it's hot enough for 2 of us to go and have a shower. So it doesn't have to use a lot of gas that way.
Yeah. Okay, next topic is, well, I'm going to call it Telstra. And basically, it's just for our phone. That costs $553 for the whole 30 weeks, which was $18.50 per week. Just on that note, we've only got the one phone, and that's all we have for our Wi-Fi for the internet.
We just hotspot off it.
We watch YouTube, we hotspot off it. We don't have a Starlink
Yet.
I think that's the only big thing we've got on our wish list at the moment.
Yeah.
The Starlink.
Yeah.
So we'll probably end up getting it at some stage.
Yeah. I think eventually we're going to have to bite the bullet and just get
It's going to
Starlink.
happen, yeah. I mean, it's just the way to go, isn't it?
Yeah. At this point in time, we're sort of still travelling in areas where we've got signal, so it's not really a big issue at the moment.
No. Okay, so our next topic is camping. We spent $3,007 for the 30 weeks on camping fees, which added up to $100 a week on average. And we stayed at various campgrounds. We did 57 nights at free camps, 39 nights at donation camps, 40 nights at caravan parks, and 65 nights at other. And by other, I mean places like showgrounds, recreational areas, council campgrounds, golf clubs. We did one farm stay.
Yeah.
And we did one CMCA. So they ranged from $10 to about $35. The $35 were the showgrounds, a couple of the showgrounds.
Which we did have power and water at those. At the
Yeah,
showgrounds,
some
we
of
had
these
power
had-
and water.
Some of them had power and water.
Yeah, the ones who paid 35 definitely had power and water.
Yeah. We stayed at 40 caravan parks, and the reason why we did that was because we were basically in a heat wave out west in Queensland, and we were just
Cooking. Literally.
cooking. So we thought we just ended up paying for power in the caravan parks to have the aircon on, get a bit of reprieve from the heat
Yeah.
while we were up there. So normally we would try and just do free camps, but on this trip we did do a few caravan parks because of the heat.
Yeah.
And
Hopefully we won't have to do that anymore. I've spent a bit of money on the roof, putting solar and extra solar panels and a bigger battery, so we can run. We've got the aircon running now. We can run the aircon off grid now, pretty much if there's sun all day, and we probably only get down to about 80, 82, 83% in the battery.
yeah.
So yeah.
So we'll try and do free camps, but sometimes we have to have power if we want to go away for the day and it's a bit hot. We need to keep Yummy in the caravan, and so
if we can't take him with us,
get the aircon with the power.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was our camping. A bit of this and a bit of that. $100 a week. That's pretty good.
Yeah. 100 a week, good for that.
Yeah. Right. Next topic is entertainment. So this involved things like museums, shows and tours, and the other thing that we did that most people wouldn't do is the gold detecting. I spent, what did I spend? I'll have to put my glasses on, can't see. We spent $181 on gold detecting, so that was things like license, Foster King license,
permits to go on properties where
private property,
where you can foster.
yeah, things like that. But other than that, we spent money on. We did a stockman show at Ninda Gully.
That was good.
That was only $20 each.
Yeah, that was good.
A few museums here and there. We did Paranella Park. That was $150. But
That's worth it.
That included accommodation.
Yep.
And also that skywalk.
The skywalk as well. So you've got the Paranella Park itself, and then I think it's about 20 k's away or something. It's not far away.
Yeah.
There's a skywalk which it's worth doing as well.
Yeah.
It's all part of the cost, and you can do. Their pass lasts for 2 years.
2
I think.
years, yeah.
So for 2 years, anytime you can go back with that one cost and do the park again. So
the other thing we did was the Kuranda train.
Oh yeah,
Cairns.
that was really good. I enjoyed that.
And the Undara lava tubes.
Yeah.
We did that.
Yep.
And the other thing we did, which I think was the best one, was the Hard Times Mine Tour at Mount Isa.
Oh yeah.
That was fantastic.
Down the mine. That was really good.
That was so good.
Yeah, that was really
So we spent $884 just on all those things. That came down to $29.50 a week.
Yeah.
And that's for both of us.
Yeah. And I mean, you could have spent a lot more. There was a lot of places like places like when we were out at where was it? Out near Forsyth. We weren't far away from Cobalt Gorge.
Oh yeah.
But the problem with Cobalt Gorge was for us was the cost. Like I think it was 140 a person.
Yeah.
And we'd already spent quite a bit of money at Coranda and the Undara lava tubes, and
we're saving that one for next time.
We'll save that one for next time. We'll go back through there again and we'll do it next time.
You can't do everything.
No.
You just can't. There's too much to see.
Yeah, and I mean,
you've just got to pick which ones you
want to see.
Do.
And we're going to be living this, for we don't know how long. Might be 10 years. Who knows? We don't know. But we'll just be. We've got plenty of time to come back and do that again next time.
Yeah.
So if you do every single touristy thing when you're travelling around, you're going to end up.
It won't last very long.
You're going to run out of money. You just run out of money. So you've got to sort of, it's I always equate it to, you've got a bucket full of water and there's a hole in the bottom, and it just depends how big you want to drill that hole in the bottom of the bucket.
But if you're just doing a lap, you might want to do it a little bit more.
Correct. That's right. If you're saying, right, I'm going to take a year off and I'm going to do a lap, well then obviously you're going to spend more money. You will just spend more money.
There's plenty of free stuff to do as well.
There is.
Okay, well the next topic is general miscellaneous. So I've put this column in, and it's for things like bits and pieces that you buy at Bunnings.
I've replaced things like tap fittings, and I replaced the bypass the pressure valve on the front of the cavern on the inlet there, because it wasn't reducing the pressure. So I replaced that. That was a couple of $100. Like I say, tap fittings and stuff like that, hose fittings,
straps.
Straps.
There's always
little
a few bits and pieces.
Yeah, little things you do. One of me Anderson plugs broke, so I bought Anderson plugs spare.
And as you know, if you go into Bunnings, you always come out with more than what you actually went in there for.
Correct. You can go in there not needing anything and come out with a trolley load.
So the other thing I spent money on going to the hairdressers. I only did that a couple of times because they're expensive. We did a few loads of laundry, paid for laundry, Soda Stream gas refill.
Yeah, gas refill.
We use a lot of Soda Stream.
What about the toilet satchels?
The toilet sachets. Just things like that, just bits and pieces. So altogether we spent $1,043, which comes down to $35 a week on average.
Bits and pieces.
Bits and bobs and that.
And we've been lucky, touch wood, we've had no issues with the car or the caravan. So as far as, I haven't had to spend a cent on the car except for servicing it and fuel. That's it. It's touch wood. It's been really good. Like, it's done everything we've asked it to do with no issues, and I'm really happy with it. So
we've been lucky.
Yeah, I mean, if you had that, our costs would go up if you had breakdowns and things going wrong and stuff like that.
You can't plan for that.
You can't plan for that.
This is just general.
Yeah, what it's cost us. What it's cost us, and that as things get older, that cost will change. Obviously, as things wear out and you've got to replace. So
Okay, now we're on to the regos and insurance. I've included these in because obviously you can't get away with not paying rego or insurance. It's all part of the expenses, isn't it? All part of the costs.
Yeah, it's all part of it, yeah.
So the car rego, and this is only for 30 weeks, was $481, which came to $16 a week. And the caravan rego was $135 for the 30 weeks, which came to $4.50 a week.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the insurance, the car insurance for the Ford Ranger was $611.50 for the 30 weeks, which broken down to $20 a week on average, and the caravan insurance $1,044 for the 30 weeks. It's expensive, isn't it?
It is. Insurance is really expensive.
Which is $34 a week just for the caravan insurance. Okay, and the other car expense was the RACQ.
Yeah. You got to have that. Make sure you get it.
You got to have that.
And get the Ultra Care.
Yeah.
So that they'll tow your car in your caravan. You don't want to be broken down out in the middle of Timbuktu somewhere, and they say, "Oh yeah, we'll tow your car, but we're not towing your caravan."
And I've lost it.
She's lost the plot. I'll just sing a small melody while we're waiting. Just name your tune. I'll rip one out.
Oh, seriously, I've lost the RACQ. Okay, RACQ. $198.50 for the 30 weeks and $6.60 per week on average.
Yeah.
And we also did one service on the car, which came to $173 for the 30 weeks.
Yeah.
Which came to $5.75.
Yeah. Yeah.
On average.
On average, yeah.
Okay, so I think we've covered everything.
So now
Drum roll.
the big
How
finale.
much does it cost?
How much does it cost per week?
Okay. Alright, total amount for the 30 weeks of travelling, $20,007, which comes to $667 a week. That's cheap.
That's pretty good.
That's really cheap.
We are cheapskates though.
I don't know how we did that.
No.
That's really cheap.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty
I think
economical.
most people spend about $1,000.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Most people that I watch spend around 1,000. Some spend 1,200.
But we don't do big trips most of the time.
No, we don't drive long distances between one stop and the next. We also don't frequent the pubs and do lunches and stuff like that very often. We don't go out for dinners.
No.
We pretty much just eat in the caravan. Like I said before, we
don't drink a lot either.
we're not big drinkers. We have
No.
we go to a coffee shop, have breakfast at a coffee shop, or we might go to a bakery. We like going to the bakery, get something at the bakery. So you can, it just goes to show you can actually do this on a budget if you need to. But then again, if you've got kids, it's going to cost you more money. If you've got a V8 or a V6, it's going to cost you more money because you're going to suck up more in fuel. As you saw, there's a lot of fuel. Running fuel is a big expense. A big part of the expenses is your fuel, and you can't get away with that. You know, you need.
And this was only in Queensland, so different states might cost
fuel
more
costs.
money.
Yeah, fuel costs might be different. Camping costs might be different. We don't know. Mind you, as you saw, we do a lot of off-grid camps, and we do a lot of like donation camps, which helps keeps the cost down as well. So I'm pretty happy with that though. 667 a week. It's under 700 a week.
That's amazing.
Pretty good. Obviously things will change. You know, if when your car gets older and you start wearing tyres out and having to replace this and replace that, you know, it's going to be different. But at this point in time, I
think we've done well.
Yeah, so everything's good. We don't need tyres for a fair while. They're good.
So we're back on the road again after that trip we just did, and we had a bit of a break at Redcliffe catching up with family.
Yeah.
So we're back on the road, and we're going to try and do a few more free camps.
Yep.
More free camps because we've got the solar upgrade.
Yep.
And less coffees.
Yeah, less coffees.
More beer and less coffees.
Yeah. Like we're sitting here now, we've got no power, but we're running the aircon, so it's great, you know, being able to do that. So yeah, we'll keep looking for the free camps, and as long as we've got water, we're pretty much right now. Just fill up with water. That's the only thing we've got to look for. So, but the apps that are good to have is it's good to have, like I said before, it's good to have your fuel app, and it's good to have your gas app, because those two things
You know, you really want to know. It can make a big difference. You can drive 5 k's down the road and save 10 cents a litre in fuel.
We do use the fuel app a lot. And sometimes the gas
app. Yeah. Well, the gas app's usually to see where we can actually get gas, because you can't get gas at every town. You know, all it is for you is a bit of a guide to see, like, that's how much it costs these guys to do it. But, you know, like I said, you might have a different vehicle, you might have a bigger caravan, you might have a smaller caravan, I don't know. So you might not use as much fuel. It's just how much it costs us. Like I said before, we're 6 tonne all up. We've got a 3 tonne caravan. We've got the car, which is pretty much packed to the eyeballs. So we're here with weight, like right to here, and that's what it's costing us to travel around.
Yeah.
And you know, we're pretty comfortable, aren't we? Like, we're comfortable. We
don't go without. Yeah, we're pretty good. We don't stop at every shop and buy ice creams and you know, cakes and things at every bakery. We're just conservative. But if we want to lash out, we'll lash out. We'll do whatever tours we want to do.
Yeah.
You know.
If we really want to do it, we'll just do it. But
anyway, so we just thought we'd put this little video together to give some people a bit of an idea of what it costs to travel around Australia.
Yeah, and doing this sort of a lifestyle.
So we've broken it down to 30 weeks.
Yeah. And if you're someone that's going to do a whole lap, or you're going to do half a lap or whatever in a certain amount of time, it's obviously going to cost you more money, because you're probably going to have to do bigger trips, which means you're going to use more fuel. You're probably going to, because you might only be doing the 1 lap of whatever part of Australia you're doing, you're going to want to see all those touristy things while you're there, because you don't want to drive past it and not do it. For us, it doesn't matter, because if we don't do it this time, we'll do it next time. But you guys might not be in that situation. So, but at least you've got an idea of what it's costing us to do it, and it gives you a ballpark figure what you think you can do.
Yeah, a rough guide.
A rough guide. Yeah.
All right, we'll leave it there for this week.
Yep.
Just want to say thanks for watching.
Yep, thanks for watching.
Hope you enjoyed. Yeah. Well, not really enjoyed this episode, but I hope you got something out of it.
Yep. And if you did, it'd be really great if you could like and subscribe. That would be good.
Give us a thumbs up.
Give us a thumbs up, and have a look at some of our episodes and see what we've done, and you'll get an idea of, you know, that $667 a week, what we did for that. So yeah, we didn't go without.
No, we had a great time.
We had a good time. Yeah.
So, all right, we're on to the next adventure. So come along with us, subscribe, and give us a thumbs up, and we shall see you on the road.
Yep. See you there.
See you then.